Hey my friends, what is going on? Jake Andrews here, Jake Andrews Music, blues rock guitar lessons coming at you today. And we are getting into some classic New Orleans funk, y'all, by the greatest New Orleans funk band ever, The Meters. Absolute legends of New Orleans music. The group formed in 1965 in New Orleans, and it consisted of guitarist Leo Nocentelli, drummer Zigaboo Modaliste, the legendary George Porter Jr. on bass, and the great Art Neville on keyboards. The Meters had a long string of instrumental and vocal hits throughout the late 60s and the 70s. Instrumentals like Sissy Strut, probably their most well-known song, and then great vocals like Fire on the Bayou, Look a Pie Pie, and Just Kiss My Baby. So check out all that stuff if you're not familiar with all of the Meters stuff. A hugely influential funk band you'll need to know about. You need to listen to their stuff. And Leo Nocentelli's guitar work is just amazing. So once again, they really embodied and embraced that New Orleans funk sound in the late 60s. And today we are looking at this song, Funky Miracle. I love all their songs, but this is just a great one. Love this riff, written by Leo Nocentelli. It came out on their second studio album from 1969 called Look a Pie Pie. And this album was produced by the legendary New Orleans musician, bandleader, and producer Allen Toussaint. Check out Allen Toussaint's solo material as well. All right, so Funky Miracle, y'all. Let's hop in here. Let me show you exactly how to play it. All right, welcome into the lesson, everybody. This song, Funky Miracle, is in the key of E. And if we look at our minor pentatonic patterns here in the key of E, down here our first position open. Our second box here. Our third pattern. And our fourth pattern here. Finally our fifth pattern. And then our first pattern up here starts over again, up high at the 12th fret. All right, so that's the framework there, key of E, mostly minor pentatonic. Now, the main bass line riff that the song starts on, as I doubled up on, is up here in the third pattern. And this position, pattern, box, shape, whatever you want to call it, is extremely common to play in, especially in the key of E, because number one, a lot of our chord shapes fall in this box on that root note. Our seventh chords, ninth chord, sharp 9, and then the pattern in front, the fourth pattern, that's where any of our A bar chord shapes would fall, and any variations of those. So this third and fourth box or pattern is very common to play in. And as I said, especially in the key of E, another reason is because we get all of these big, badass sounding low notes there. And we can utilize the open E string. So I would say that more blues and rock-based riffs have been played in this position in the key of E than anywhere else. Anything. On and on and on and on. All right, so that is where I was playing the bass riff. I was doubling it up on the intro of the song, and I did this. So that's the basic bass riff. I'm right here, I'm on the E note, the root note, and I'm pulling it off, fifth string, going up here to the B note. Once again, I'm just on that pattern there. So watch this. Back here to the A. And then I kind of walk it back down. That's the G note. That's the first part of the riff. then we answer it. It's actually the exact same note, it's just the lower octave of the G. Okay, so let's play that. Watch. 2, 3, 4. Little vibrato. And then again. And then finally the fourth round. And then it walks it back up to the root. Okay? That's the basics of it. Now, you'll notice that I did that cool harmony on there. I just threw that in. I threw on the major third. Actually, the guitarist Leo Nocentelli, he throws in this harmony, the fourth. So he starts it down here on the fourth string. Later on, he plays that harmony. But what I did, it's very common in funk, and New Orleans funk, is throwing in that third. And I did. So it's a cool sounding harmony on that major third. So I'm here on the fourth string between 6 and 4. And then I need to go back up to these notes here on the fifth string. Back here. And then drop down to the third string. And so it sounds like. And then what I did is I climbed up, I walked it up with the harmony, the third there, which would be like part of our chord. Okay, so once again, the way I played it note for note with him on the beginning. And then I switched over to the harmony. Hammered on like that. And walk it up on the little piece right there. Okay? Once again, full speed. 2, 3, 4. And because it was the intro bass part, I was kind of palm muting it. All right, so that's our intro. Now we go into the main riff of the song, the main guitar part. And that, if we jump over here in this fourth box pattern, Leo Nocentelli likes to play in this position a lot. This is the same pattern that the main riff on Sissy Strut is played on. Sissy Strut, of course, is the Meters' most well-known instrumental, probably their most well-known song. It's in a different key, key of C, but he's in this same pattern. But we're right here, key of E, and we're starting on the E root note on the third string. So make sure you have these patterns committed to memory, these minor pentatonic patterns. Because when we play anything in major, they're actually the same patterns, just shifted over. But I digress. Back to Funky Miracle. So here is the riff. Now, that's how I was playing it. Actually, I played several versions of it. He may be playing it just like Sissy Strut, where we would go. It's probably where he's playing it. But it's a little easier, and I like the sound of jumping back here. So both ways. Okay, so let's break that down. Third string, pull off, up to the fourth string, B note. And then after that, we're gonna immediately drop down. We're still in this box and get this little double stop there. Very bluesy, it's right in this fourth box. Or it's on the front side of the third box. It's like the riff on Pride and Joy. So it's very common, a very common bluesy riff. You know, you hear it a lot on Freddie King, and we get that slight bend on the second string. So anyways, that is the riff. Drop to it with a slight bend, and then I'm going back up to this note and I'm collapsing. Okay, fourth to third string on my ring finger. And then either jump up and get your pinky back to the root note with a slight bend, or jump your first finger back here to the D string and then the root note on your ring finger. So try both ways, see which way feels better and go with it. Now, after that, I just started doing some improv. I added the little harmony note here, the third, and I did a double stop pull off. So third and second string. Okay, and then I also jumped up here into my first position of E up high, and I played right in this box. And I did fourth string to fifth string, double stop on the third and second strings with a slight bend. And then, so I'm between the first and fifth box. And then I also went back up to these low bass notes and I did that riff here. I did. Between that second and third box. Now, very important to this is the phrasing, the timing. Feel those pushes. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. That's very important. Because this music is all about the groove, the timing, the phrasing. The notes are not that difficult or complicated. It's the timing, the phrasing. A lot of pushes in there. All right? So that is the main riff. And we do it 8 rounds. Okay? So you can stay on the same riff the whole time for 8 rounds, or you can start to switch it up like I did. I would probably recommend just starting with the basic riff, or and just get it down, get in the groove, do it 8 rounds. Once you get the song down, then you can start throwing in some of those variations. Now we come out of that main riff into this cool chord part, which is simply a G, A, E, all right? Flat third to the 4, back to the 1. And I'm doing this F shape for G, same for A. And then the E, it's coming from my full C-shaped bar chord for E. But we're just getting these 3 strings, the 4th. So it's that little partial chord, partial E. And the little pickup on it. Da 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 da. 4 rounds. Notice that then I kind of fill it in. Da, da, da. Okay, now he also jumps over here to the E9 where we have that collapsed ring finger. This is very common. He's really just taking those last top 3 strings and doing this little slide part. Very common in funk. Very common in James Brown, Chicken Scratch playing, Jimmy Nolan, that kind of stuff. One of the greatest rhythm guitarists ever, greatest originator of funk rhythm guitar playing, Jimmy Nolan. But I digress again. So really just that slide part. Make sure all 3 strings are ringing out. So I throw that in and go. Okay, 4 rounds of that. Now once again, you'll notice I threw in some of my own variations. So the first time I did, and then the second time I did kind of this A-shaped bar chord, and I really just got. And then I jumped up here and played kind of a dominant 7. Something like that. Kind of a funky little lick in that 5th box, but I'm getting that major note, the 6th. But it was quick, da 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 da, and it was funky, da 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 da. So I go back to the original one on the 3rd round, and then the 4th time I just did to a sharp 9. So that was my own variation, my own interpretation, but it sounds like this. All right, so that is that section coming out of the main riff. Now, I go right back into the main riff, this time just 4 rounds. And once again, you could choose any of those variations. Okay, so 4 rounds of that. At that point, we go back to the intro bass riff. 2 rounds. And just like I showed you on the intro, if you want to throw in that harmony. And it's a full break. So once again. Now there's a cool keyboard riff right there that comes in, and it sounds like this. This is what I played. Just right in my first box here, all pentatonic. I just hit the root note. And then I got double stops here on the 3rd and 2nd. Now from there, I immediately jump back into okay, just like we did before. Now, this is the breakdown. These are the breaks where everybody takes a little time to shine. Every instrument gets their little piece here, and we're doing 8 breaks. Okay, and we're kind of alternating between da 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 ba da da ba ba da 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 ba da da ba ba da. One more. Da 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 da. All right, 8 breaks, and then we go back to the riff. So you saw I kind of doubled up on the keyboard and bass licks, and what I did on that break section was Now the keyboard part I played was this. So I did. And I did it again, hit that 7th chord, E7. And then I did Leo's lead lick. And he does a kind of a major pentatonic. Right there in that B.B. King box, that triangle. So major. All right, now time for Mr. George Porter Jr., the bass line. All right, you hear it? So he's just walking up from the G sharp up to the B. Okay, another break. Drum fill. Keep going, we start the instruments over. And what I did, it's really these same notes, but I did it down here kind of like a Freddie King, Stevie Ray. So double stops there on the 3rd and 2nd string. So once again. And then back to Leo, and he does this little same double stop, and he goes. It's kind of a blend of major and minor, dominant 7. So I'm pulling off the 2nd string, pinky or ring finger. Finally back to the bass again. In these same notes. And then walk it up from. It's all about that phrasing. You're going to have to cut the chord short. Drum fill, and then we're out. So let's try that whole section. Two, three, and we are back to the riff. 8 rounds. Okay, and just like the first verse, now we go into our G-A-E section. Do it like that. Back to the riff again, 4 rounds. Any variation you want to do. And finally, here we are at the ending. We're going out on that same bass riff we started on, okay? And what I did on these last 2 riffs to end it, I jumped up here into the high position of E so I could get a higher octave. And then I did that harmony thing down here on the 3rd and 4th string. 2nd string. So it's major notes. And then I climbed it up on this A bar chord shape. And ended it. That was it. Okay, so here we go. Okay, my friends, hope you had a blast learning this New Orleans funk instrumental, Funky Miracle, and be sure to check out my lesson on Sissy Strut, the way to play it. That is their most well-known instrumental, also from 1969, off of their first album. Y'all, be sure and check out my instructional courses at www.bluesrockguitarlessons.com. I have a great course called the 7-Day Blues Breakthrough, where I take stuck intermediate players and I get you to a point where you can start playing real inspired musical blues solos. I have a great new course called Blues Rock Theory, where I really dive deep into all of the theory you need to know for playing blues and rock, but nothing too difficult and advanced. We're not going into advanced jazz in that course. I have a course called the Ultimate Freddie King Instrumentals course, where we do an amazingly deep dive into Freddie King's most famous instrumental songs from the early 60s that were hugely influential on Clapton, Hendrix, Stevie Ray, Jeff Beck, and all the other greats. All right, so check out all those courses at bluesrockguitarlessons.com. Now, if you did enjoy the video, please leave it a like, leave me some comments, let me know what you think, and let me know some other funk and meter songs you'd like to see me teach. Please subscribe to my channel if you are not already. And my friends, I will see you next time around. Adios.